Hey, Longhorn Nation. This is Coach Bruce Burke here with the University of Texas Men's Tennis. I'm super pumped to have our national championship team from 2019 all together on a Zoom call. And we're here to kind of chat a little bit about what we remember from last year and share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. So I guess, guys, starting off, I wanted to start the way we finished in that national championship run and just see if you guys what your memory was of that national championship point, the moment that we clinched. Do you remember what you were doing and where you were, and what do you remember from that moment?
I was very, very nervous. So I still remember my hands were shaking when I was up 40-15 my last game, and I missed that easy volley, and all I could think about was just make the first serve, hit the ball 2-3 meters inside the line, and just try to rally as long as possible. And I just loved the atmosphere. Everyone was on, because Six finished pretty early that match, so everyone was on that court cheering for me. And I just remember everyone running onto me, and that was an amazing moment.
It all just happened so quickly. I remember Yuya was up, obviously match point, Harrison was up, and Leo had match point. So I didn't even realize we won until the very end, because it happened so quickly. We could have won 3 matches like that, but we could also split sets, or they could even up the score. So it was just a lot going on. And then when you finally won, it was just, we were all just together in the dog pile, and everybody was just happy. So
who got there first? Who got to Yuya first? I have no idea. Do you guys
probably
remember?
Johnny.
I think it was probably me. Yeah. No, I remember because Yuya was battling in the third set, but then Harry fought off a legendary tiebreaker in that second set, and then I'm like, okay, so we're competitive in every single match, and then I blink, and then Harry was up 5-0, so I'm like, okay, great. So even if Yuya doesn't get this, it's looking pretty good for us. So but like Christian said, it all happened so fast. I didn't even realize until oh, we could actually win this right now. So that was pretty awesome. And then obviously Leo had that match point too, and he was in a good position in the third set. But it was way too fast to sort of comprehend what was going on.
Those match points for you, they might have felt a little bit different if Harrison wasn't up 5-0 in the third, do you think?
Yeah, he was about to finish, but I had no idea. So
oh, really?
I was just focused on my match. Yeah.
Were you up 30-1 too, Harry, in that last game?
I think it was 30-15, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. At that point, I was more watching Yuya than anything.
Yeah, I remember that there's that one angle that the camera shoots the match point from Yuya, and you can see you're getting ready to serve. I think Leo's getting ready to serve, and you guys are both.
I think I was returning. Harrison was supposed to return too, but we weren't playing. We were watching. Yeah. If both of them were to serve, it was going to be an ace, because we were not.
Yeah, I remember Harrison was bouncing the ball one time, then he was looking over, then bouncing another time and looking over. So he just sprinted from 2 courts down.
Well, yeah, because you had another match point right before.
Yeah, right before. Yeah, and I missed the volley.
Watching that, and then I was like, okay, now I have to go back and play another point. But luckily, your points usually aren't that long, so it's not terrible for me to wait a little bit. But then after, I just ran over. I remember obviously the huddle and stuff. He jumped on, and then I was literally at a loss for words, which was very rare for me at that point.
Carlos sneaked in with the trophy. I didn't even see him coming.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Carlos was in there with the trophy. Remember that?
Yeah.
You gave the trophy to him before anybody else.
He was the first one.
And then you had Cullen floating around out there on the court.
Is there anything other than that final point? Is there anything else? Any other memories you have of either that match or any of the other matches? What about you, Rodrigo? You made it a little dramatic a few times, didn't you?
I remember I was 5-1 up in the second set, and then I couldn't finish. I had a few match points, and when I was 5-4 serving for the match, I finished it, and then I was watching Colin, and 5 minutes later he finished his match, and we were both like watching Harrison from court 5, I think. And then we saw that Leo was, he had a 1 match point and Yuya was like serving for the match. So we were super excited. And then when we saw Yuya's match point, we just sprinted to the court and it was amazing.
So Cleve, other than that match point, what's your favorite memory? I know you were redshirting last year, so you didn't get to, it was never really an option for you to play. So your nerves might have been a little different than some of the other guys, but what do you remember from that week, either in that championship match or any of the other matches?
I mean, for me, it was just like the atmosphere. Just, I mean, so many people watching. Obviously I wasn't playing, but it's like pretty exciting for me to be able to watch like such a like good group of players play.
You remember, was that the championship match in your doubles match when Chi kind of ran away from you? Was that against Wake?
Oh yeah. Oh, was it? Yeah. That was against like Wake Forest.
What happened there, Chi?
Well, the point before we had a 30-40 break point, and I hit a forehand return winner, I thought. And then the guy, wait, what was it? Did the line judge call it out?
Or did Julian?
I think Julian called it out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the ref obviously didn't correct it, and then so I was kind of triggered at that moment. And then after I hit that backhand, I don't know, that probably thought I probably thought that looked like strong or something, but it didn't. Running to the bench.
Because what you were telling me, what did you say? You went to celebrate with him, and then he wasn't there?
I was getting ready to get a high five from him because we broke, and he just ran away from me. So I was just shocked.
When you look back on it, and you look back to coming into Austin and getting a chance to light the tower and seeing that big number 1 come up, what do you remember about that tower lighting? That had to be pretty cool for you guys, because I know when you're an athlete, you're down in the weight room sometimes and you see that classic picture with the tower lit up and the number 1. Did you ever think that you'd have an opportunity to actually be the ones responsible for lighting the tower like that?
Yeah, I actually thought it was pretty cool because it was like a dream of mine, because I actually went to the tower lighting in 05 for the football team just to watch. And yeah, I thought it was a really cool experience because something that not many athletes at UT get to do.
Yeah, you and Nevin both of you growing up in Austin, this had, I mean, for everybody, for all you guys, I'm sure this is going to be something that lives with you forever. But I would think for Nevin and Colin growing up here, having a chance to be one of the historical teams and win a national championship and light the tower, that had to mean even more for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of my friends in Austin, everybody that I grew up around, UT, they all were just so amazed and asked me a lot about kind of how it felt to light the UT tower, because that's, I think, one of the biggest accomplishments like you can achieve going to the University of Texas. So I think that's something everybody on this team can like talk about for the rest of their lives. So I think that's pretty cool.
You know, it was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys I think you guys all know this, but Coach Snyder, David Snyder, who played at UT and was a longtime coach here and had so much success that he after we beat Florida the night before, he got on a plane and flew down to Orlando to watch that final match. And I think that was pretty cool to have him there. And I think that that gave me a sense after it was done about how important this was to all the alumni. We've got such a loyal group of alumni. There's so much passion behind all Texas sports, but definitely with our program too. And I think it was pretty cool for me to see how much the alumni got behind you guys last year. To me, I think it should be pretty cool for you guys to realize that you're going to be having these kind of reunions, hopefully in person, back on campus around a football game or to watch a home tennis match, you know, probably 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You know, this group, you may start to look a little differently and put on a few more pounds. But hopefully, you know, it'll be something that you can kind of hang on to for the rest of your life. And with the Zoom thing, we should really make a point of doing this every so often, a couple times a year. And hopefully we can get you all back on campus soon once things clear up. But it was good to see you guys again. And for those of you still in school, good luck with exams and hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Welcome.